right. Oh my gosh, I don't know the date. This always happens. January 9th. We are starting our mastermind calls on Wednesday nights because we never have time to just kind of powwow and see how things are going. And so tonight kind of kicks that off, but in a focused manner. But before we do that, I wanted to just kind of mention this Monday is huge for us, guys. So I hope you guys are bringing the energy to Transform 20. You are prepping this weekend. You are going through your program materials, doing all the things that the perfect little challenger would do so that you can contribute to the challenge group, show up for your challengers, lead the way, and be prepared to answer questions in there of people who are new to this kind of thing and who don't really know how it's going. And Dana and I were talking about maybe hosting a Zoom at some point for everyone to kind of powwow either Friday or over this weekend as they're prepping and answer questions and have kind of a Q&A kickoff type thing. But also on Monday, using those virtual gyms, and Dana, you can kind of chime in about those because I haven't looked at it much, but really focusing in on getting people together to do day one together, because I think the energy would be so cool to get everyone in a Zoom room and just kick this thing off and support each other through the day one. I get like goosebumps just talking about that. So hopefully we can figure out how to navigate that a little bit, whether it's like, the Zoom rooms for the morning routines. I know you guys are doing your morning 5 o'clock workouts, and I bet you there's going to be a lot of people that might jump in on that as a day one. People who need that morning kickoff. It's only 20 minutes, which means they don't have to get up that much earlier than, whatever they're getting up to for work. And it saves them having to do it that night. So really putting the feelers out in the group this weekend and figuring out who's going to be able to get on what time, Zooms, and just having kind of a coach presence wherever we can. I think that would be really cool and really fun, and hopefully can keep that going throughout the group, just kind of having a virtual gym workout where you could say like every hour someone's getting on to do a workout or something. I'm excited. We have a huge group about that. I don't think there was anything else I was going to say about the Transform 20 launch. Big appreciation for those of you who are able to contribute to planning the posts. It made it so much lighter for people to post those things. We did talk about doing like personalized posts, but I just used the Transform 20 graphics, added in a little bit of my personal flair on posts where I thought it was appropriate. And feel free to go into that group, guys, and add value. Just try to remember, if you can post on the daily post or whatever. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Keep it kind of organized. Don't just go in there dropping like random information, because posts will get bumped down. But the focus is on the daily post. That will be our accountability post. So people read it, they see it, and people are posting on that Transform 20 daily post their workout selfies and accountability. I think that'll keep it nice and streamlined in there with support and recipes and whatever else we want to add. But for now, we're keeping it open to posting. And if it gets too crazy and messy in there, we'll figure out a new plan.
Annalisa, so for the ones that we've already put in, the scheduled ones, should we be writing in there, like drop your workout picture? Like, are they going to know or is that something going to be stated to say?
Yeah, I think like we all kind of posted before we figured out this plan, but I think in previous groups where I've done the daily post and an accountability post, nobody really reads the daily post. So I want to make sure that we're like utilizing that post and it's sort of like the main focus. But I will go in before the group starts and say like what you can expect. Come in here and post your accountability on the daily post that morning that has something to do with Transform 20. It'll be at like, I'll say a 5 o'clock post, or you'll see it that day, and they'll see other people posting on there. So I think people will get in the groove.
All right, cool.
And if you guys have other suggestions to that, feel free to shout them out.
Yes, I just confirm. Sorry, can I just confirm? So when we're doing our posts, like I'm scheduled even for this Friday, which is prep week still, what kind of stuff are we putting in there? And actually that's through the challenge tracker, which I've never used before. So I'm not sure what I need to be posting there.
I can help you. I mean, we are literally just using, in the Coach Online office, there's a challenge group guide for Transform 20. So we're literally copying and pasting. Prep week, day 5. That's your post. You can put a little flair on it if you want to, but you're just literally copying and pasting. And I can help you with the My Challenge tracker. It's pretty simple. Thank you for doing that. I know don't have many people in there maybe, but we appreciate it.
I just want to add to this about the whole kind of kickoff call. Someone mentioned to me that they do this in their groups, and I thought it would be awesome since this is like a brand new program. We're all starting on the same day, and that's not always the case. But if we could figure out decisively as a team where the majority of us could get on and then share a Zoom link to that group and just have everybody hop on and like set the intention of like bring the energy, stay committed, be consistent, like show up and post, like the more engaged you are, the better experience you're going to have. All that kind of stuff, and be more of like less of it like a teaching call and more of just like a get the energy hyped up. And on that call too, we could talk about make sure you post your sweaty selfies on the post of the day, so that if you didn't put that on there, you don't have to go back and redo it all. I think if we just set that intention from the get-go, that it's not going to be an issue to do that. About the virtual gyms, I just wanted to mention that it is pinned to the top of that group. It says join the virtual gym. And I made this a while ago for our other community. And I hop on there. Sometimes there are people on, sometimes there are not. It really depends on when people work out. But if there's over 150 of us, guaranteed there's going to be a few people in there at a time working out at the same time as you. So the Zoom links are set from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like you can only do 12-hour increments. And then there's a nighttime one that starts from 4 p.m. It goes to whatever.
And is that open even if the host isn't on, Dana? Is that how that works?
Yeah, because I've had people be able to get on when I'm not on it. I mean, you could go in there and click on it and check just to make sure, but I've had people using it. So
that's awesome.
I just think it's super cool to like a few times we've got on these Zooms and like worked out together, and it's just so fun to have other people in your corner. You mute yourselves and you just get after your workout, and other people are working out on the screen too. So it creates more of a community feel too. So
awesome.
Encouraging all of us to use that as well, because a lot of times I forget. Does anybody have any other questions about the group? Transform 20? Anything? No? All right. Annalisa, do you want to just like tag team this with me? Because I kind of jotted down, I know that when we did our goal setting call, I don't even remember if it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. My brain is like mush. I know that a lot of coaches had stressed this is the year they want to break out of like that being stuck at emerald level, or push into being like a really solid diamond. Like maybe you've hit diamond in the past, but you always like drop or kind of go in and out of ranks. So really like building a solid diamond for your business. And then a lot of you had expressed that you want to push to 2-star diamond. So we just kind of wanted to break down a little bit more of like the action steps, the benefits of those ranks, like what you actually need to achieve them, because sometimes that can be a little bit confusing. And I think it's helpful if you just break down like how simple those things can be. I mean, simple, not easy, right? But if you're consistently working at them and you know what you need to achieve it, it is pretty simplified when we break it down. So I'm just curious, I know some of you don't have your cameras on, but by a show of hands, like who is pushing for diamond at this very moment, or to regain a diamond? So there's a handful. And then who is going to gun for it and go for 2-star this year? Okay.
Wait, this year?
Yes, in this year, in this quarter, before Summit, whenever you intend to.
I'm not on.
Rachel.
Sorry about that.
Rachel, that can be you.
Okay, this year? Then yeah, let's do it, baby. I want to help people.
Oh my God, that was funny. This year? Yeah, so I just want to like piggyback on that. If you guys are shooting for diamond like now, you're shooting for freaking 2-star by the end of year, guys, because if you're able to go and build a diamond now, you can teach coaches how to do that. And it's all about duplication. And I don't mean to interrupt you, Dana, but I think it might be a good little intro from my end to say like something I've learned about this business, guys. Numbers alone won't do it, right? You can hit Success Club 10 every single month and never get to Diamond because you're not duplicating the systems for anyone. You're not getting coaches started right. So in my opinion, growth in this business and longevity in this business doesn't come from hitting Success Club. It comes from hitting Success Club with people who want to run this business. So that's why these calls over the last week have been so huge for recruiting, for building on Instagram, for understanding how much percentage of business building posts you're putting out there about coaching so that you're targeting or attracting the people who will come into your business and will stay and be loyal and grow a business. So in my experience, the best retention in my business has been from you guys, people who are coaches in this business, being proof the products work, getting their Shakeology and building a business, whether it's like the speed of light or not so much, you're still loyal challengers. So in my experience, retention comes in from generating coaches on your team.
Yeah.
People who want to even be a hobby coach, that's fine. But that is where my retention has come in. And I just want to encourage you guys that it's not just about targeting Success Club numbers. It's important, but you want quality behind those numbers, right? You don't just want to hit Success Club 5 for the heck of it. You want to be bringing in people who are going to help you build a business and who are going to want to do this with you. That's why they say like your tribe, because you're a business builder and you want to find those people, and that's where your business growth comes in. So just saying like hitting Success Club alone will keep your business in stalemate. And I can speak from experience because I've been there. And this year, my main focus is really attracting people who want to come in and commit to growing a business.
Yep, totally agree. I can say too, even as a brand new coach, like if I reflect on my first year as a coach, that's one of the biggest things that I would go back and do differently is I was such a hustler for recruiting people to challenge groups. And I always hit high numbers. Like I always brought on 5 to 10 new people a month maybe, but like that was not going to grow a long-term business. It's great for commissions, but like if you really want to grow something solid and a foundation and a really successful business long-term, totally agree with what you're saying, Annalisa. It's important to share the opportunity and create that like belief in the coaching opportunity, not just in what we do with health and fitness, because that is a component of it anyways. And something that just popped in my head randomly that my corporate mentor had shared with me maybe a year ago, but he was like, if you're, a lot of your coaches may be customers and challengers first, right? And they're people that experience the transformation. They fall in love with the community, the challenge groups, the products, the programs, how they feel, and they develop that belief that way. And then they want to dip their toes in the coaching opportunity. And that's fantastic. A lot of great coaches start as challengers first, right? But there is something to be said about the fact that he kind of mentioned to me, he's like, think about it like this. When people come in as a challenger, they're only really focused on their fitness and nutrition and just like their personal journey. They don't have like a business mindset anywhere in that frame of thought, right? Whereas if you're sharing the coaching opportunity with them from the get-go, they already have more of a business mindset and like fitness and nutrition and their journey as a component of it, if that makes sense. Like it's a little bit of a flip switch shift. And I don't know why that was so like, I had never thought of it like that. But it's so true. So someone else had mentioned on a call last year, and I think it's always a great reminder, is don't decide for somebody. Like when you are signing somebody up and they're joining just for a challenge group, right? Like throw it out there that they have the option of like, hey girl, do you want to start to just focus on your journey only? Or are you interested in starting in a way of starting your journey, sharing your journey, and being able to pay for your own product and or build like a side hustle with it, and give them the option, because the worst they can say is no, and they join to be a challenger anyways. And the best they can say is, I never thought about that, but that sounds awesome, and I want to join as a coach, right? So it's more so just giving people that option up front rather than waiting till they have an incredible transformation and then sharing about it with them. So
yeah, that just reminded me of someone on our team now. She's not on the call tonight. She's brand new, but Deb is in our group, and I've been talking to her about coaching. And when she enrolled, she was like, I just need to focus on my personal journey first. Long story short, I enrolled her as a discount coach after talking to her about it. But long story short, it was because she didn't really know what it meant to start as a coach. And so after a couple of conversations recently, as we prepare for Transform 20, she had shared something on social media about her journey. I'm like, that's all you have to, you're already enrolled as a coach. That's all you have to do. And it was like, oh, I can do that. So make sure you're having these conversations with people. And just because they say no, you're not like, okay, sorry, I asked. You're more like, yeah, what's like, that's totally fine. You mind me asking what stops you? And you may find out that they have this expectation of something in the business that is not true, or that they have to commit a full time to it and they can't. So laying out those expectations is really important.
Or they look at it at where you are and what you're doing in your business when you are already a year or 2 or 3 in, and they're like, oh my God, I could never do what she does. But like letting them know that that's not what they're doing as a brand new coach, right?
Yeah, like hosting calls and things, they might be like, I couldn't do that. Or some people are terrified of live video. And it's like, okay, that's fine. Just share what you're doing. Take a photo today and put it out there. So easing people in. And I might be jumping the gun here, but I just wanted to kind of go back on what I was saying in terms of it's not just a numbers game, but the component of onboarding. I cannot tell you guys enough. You have to be able to do something with your coaches when they enroll as a coach. You have to give them some sort of guidance. Whether it's Ambition Academy or Aspire Nation University, there are trainings for these people, but it's not just drop and go. So for example, like in the Aspire Nation University, there's this training checklist. So maybe you're printing this out for your onboarded coach and you're checking in with them every other day and saying like, hey, did you get to the welcome webinar? Great. Hey, have you checked out the participant guide? You've got to help people start, because not everyone is going to be like, okay, how do I begin coaching and go to the Coach Online office and learn everything there is. You've got to give them guidance, and you've got to be really patient with them as they kind of navigate and feel it out. And honestly, guys, I'm keeping it really simple for new coaches. It's like sign up 2 to 3 people the same way you did.
Yeah.
Right. But just stay on them. It's not on board. Oh, I got a coach. Oh, they're not doing anything. they're not going to work with me. Whoa, I almost just smashed my water bottle on the ground. Okay.
Annalisa, I want to add to that real quick is with the keeping it simple. Like we put people in trainings, and some people love that and like dive all in, and some people get super overwhelmed. So I've been reaching out to new coaches and just saying like, hey, it's really important to, number 1, be committed to your own journey, which they already are, right? And then number 2, saying like it's time to make a coming out as a coach post on social media, like write it up, keep it simple, share your story, and send it to me before you post it if you need help with it. And then like let me know when you're going to post it. And a lot of them are getting a lot of confidence just straight out of the gate by sharing those things, and then kind of like easing them more into the training type stuff. Okay, so let's actually dig into our topic. Does everybody have these printed out? I know some of you didn't have printers, which no.
If you don't have them printed out, super simple. Draw 4 circles down on 2 columns, 4 circles. Yeah. And on the bottom of that circle is 1 circle that's going to branch off into 2 other circles. Dana, can you just hold that up again? So you're essentially drawing the diamond tracker. You are drawing the diamond rank. And for those of you who are not yet emerald, or anything really, like pretend you have no coaches on your team. I want you to go out this week and be like, I'm going to get 2 people to join me tomorrow for Transform 20. Whether it's my mother, my aunt, my sister, my brother, my cousin, my husband, whatever. Whoever it is, go out there and be like, I'm going to enroll these 2 people because we're going to have fun together. They're going to be part of my team. It'll be great. You're emerald. Don't overthink it. Like have conversations and enroll them as discount coaches or active coaches.
Talking about emerald, here's like the coolest thing that I think about diamond and star diamond is that if you can get to emerald, right? Like you can go help 2 people have 1 active or discount coach on your left and 1 on your right, then you know how to build a diamond, because that's essentially just what you're doing and duplicating with 2 other people, right? And then if you know how to build to diamond with those emeralds, then you can teach someone else to build to diamond. Like that's all this business really is the duplication of the vital behaviors and those things. So like, hopefully that gives you a little more confidence if you're like, oh my God, this is so scary, but it's really not. It's just basics repeated. Oh, I just flinged my diamond tracker. Okay, so breaking this down, I wanted to look at it real quick, and I wish, Annalisa, we could find that thing from Jessica Lanier, the way that she had written it out as like a suggestion of who people could sign up, if we can jot down to find that.
I will see if I can find that right now.
So some of you already have people active underneath you as you're working to diamond, right? So if you are printing out this tracker, you're going to want to go into your sponsorship drill down and look and see who is active on your left and who is active on your right, and fill in those spots, right? Because you're probably already partially there. Rachel and I were talking about this today. And then if you think about it, I just want to say this as like a side note, is like one of the reasons that it feels really hard to get to diamond or to maintain a diamond is lack of consistency, right? Because if we're actually hitting Success Club every month, and you're maybe even bringing only on like one new coach to your business every single month, if you do Success Club 6 and one new coach this month, and you do Success Club 6 next month and one new coach and the next month, right? Like, you have exactly what you need to build that diamond. And then you're just teaching your new coaches how to help two people. It's that simple, but it takes the consistency component of it. So for example, say you're starting at square one and you're a brand new coach. You helped 3 people this month, right? And you've already got 3 of those spots. And if you're hitting SC10, even better. So next month you hit Success Club 6, right? And the next month you're hitting Success Club again. And now you have 2 challengers that have fantastic results. One of them wants to get their own product paid for, and maybe you have your spouse on the other leg that you're gonna help 2 people sign up under, right? So you already now have basically the basics of what you need. And now it's just about helping these 2 people help 2 people. That's why I say, like, if you can help 2 people, you can teach somebody else how to teach 2 people. Something I jotted down in kind of the thought process of this is the hard component that sometimes we're not aware of, especially as newer coaches, is that not every coach you bring onto your team is actually going to want to really run and build a business, right? You're going to have a lot of discount coaches, a lot of hobby coaches, a lot of coaches that just kind of want to hang out and chill at emerald level. And all of that is perfectly fine. But like, the goal really is to figure out what people's goals are and mentor them at that pace, at their own goals. It is not like my goal is hitting 2-star and now I'm going to tell these 2 people that they have to hit diamond, right? Because it doesn't work like that. And they're not going to be motivated to build their business like that if that's not aligning with why they're doing it or what their goals are. So the matter of now, does anybody have questions about diamond or getting to diamond or any of that before we kind of like move into the 2-star realm? I just want to note the important like FAQ type things about diamond is you need to have at least 100 personal volume, right? You need to have at least 1 active personally sponsored emerald on each your left and your right leg. So for example, if you have 2 emerald coaches on your right leg and you have all the other people, you have 3 on each and your 2 emeralds, it's not going to be diamond. They have to be 1 on your left and 1 on your right. It has to be even.
Did you already talk? I'm sorry, I was looking for that chart. Did you already mention spouse?
No, but I have that noted for 2-star.
Okay. Well,
but go ahead and talk about it now.
For diamond. So yep. I will preface this. I know you're all in this to make money and not spend all your money. But if you are picturing the long game, enroll your spouse on one of your legs as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because in a nutshell, for the like, some of you already understand this, but here's you at the top of the tree and you are growing both legs and you are building volume on both of those legs. If you wait until you're like feeling good, confident income wise, till you have a strong leg and you put your spouse at the bottom, they miss all this volume that's being generated by all the coaches between you and your spouse. Putting them at the top of that tree makes sure that when you start building that leg, one of your spouse's legs is going to be building that volume too. And then you can play with the inside leg. Like if my face is you, your CBC, and here is your spouse, this volume that you build on your leg is going to be going to your spouse's bucket too. And then you can build this inside leg while your other one is over here. It gets complicated, but just know putting them at the top of the tree is beneficial to you. 1, you're halfway to emerald. 2, you're putting them in a space that is going to build volume so that you can essentially double dip. To be emerald, it has to be active. So here's the thing, like we have so many freaking products. Keith's account he gets Power Greens because he likes those. We get the Performance line, the Beach Bars, the Shakeology. So if you're getting Shakeology in your account and you're like, I need Performance line this month, that's what you purchase under your spouse account to keep them active, okay? They can also stay active with a retail customer. That's details. But basically, there's your halfway to emerald if you're not quite there yet. Or if you've already been active and your spouse is still not enrolled, put them in there because now you have control over another business center that when you're cranking, you can build that one to diamond. Segue to 2-star.
Annalisa, question on that. Can, when you sign them up, because I'm like ready to do this as well.
Yep.
Stupid. Do you have to have like the Beachbody On Demand membership, or can I just sign up for like the Performance line and as an active coach?
Yeah, good question. You can, so you log out of your account and you pretend to be your husband and you can sign up as a coach for $40 and add the Performance line to that share a cart and it will be discounted right off the bat. It should be. I'm 99% sure on that. Because every time I've added the coach membership and a product, they discount that right away. And you will be active and you'll be enrolled as a coach. So no, you do not need.
I didn't know if I had to pay for BOD like twice. I didn't want to do that. Okay.
Nope.
Thanks.
Yep. No, Keith doesn't have BOD.
Annalisa, because Rachel and I were talking about this today, I just want to like stress the clarification that like you don't have to sign them up necessarily with a challenge pack. If you do, it'll give you 2 Success Club points and you get the commission off of it, which is fantastic. But you can just pay the $40 coach enrollment fee and then just buy something under them. And if you're like really strapped for cash, you can pay the business service fee to keep that spot active in your downline, right? If you're not using it towards an active emerald or as someone, in your downline building to diamond, just so that you make sure that spot is at the top of your downline as you start growing and holding all of that volume that's growing under it, and you're just paying the business fee for it. So
yeah, good point. I've many a times Keith has been inactive because, long story short, I goofed up placement. So I actually canceled him and put him under my second CBC. I'm a really weird scenario, not what you want to do. But because, long story short, anyway, he sometimes goes inactive because it's not beneficial to me at times for him until I start this year building him to a diamond. But point being, you can keep their spot. The business service fee is the $16.95 a month fee. So they will go inactive, but they will still be holding that spot in there. They're not going to get like kicked out for delinquent. They're not going to go delinquent and kicked out of the spot. So you can just keep them there. And then when they go active again, they're accumulating all that volume.
Yeah. And now since we're going to, does anybody have questions on spouse accounts before we move on from that?
I don't have a question, but I definitely would share just because there are some new coaches on here, and even though I'm technically not new, I am kind of new. Well, just for people to be aware, like I maybe I just missed it and maybe it should have been more obvious, but those orders need to be home direct orders too to keep it active. It can't be just like random product single time orders.
No, they don't have to be home direct. There has to be 50 volume points to be an active account.
Yeah. But it has to be home direct. I actually clarified that with corporate today.
You need home direct for Success Club.
What's that?
It needs to be home direct to earn Success Club, but a business account can be active with 50 PV.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. Thank you.
No, I'm glad you asked it because now you are clear. But yeah, for anyone that doesn't understand this, Success Club, you need to have 90 PV, which is Shakeology or something similar. So if you want to be in Success Club, you can't just be active. You have to, with 50, you have to have 90. So there's a clarification there. But someone in your downline can be active status with a minimum of 50 points, which sometimes is a 3-day refresh. Energize, I don't think that's quite enough.
Bars, baby. 2 boxes of bars.
Bars is a good one. Yep. Good. All right.
Any more questions about spouse counts?
Can we back up here for a second, Dana, and just say, like, for those of you pushing to diamond, what, in like one word, put it in the chat, like, what is the biggest challenge?
Roadblock, limiting belief.
Yeah. It could be any of these things. Like, why aren't you there yet? Sharing the opportunity.
We got an eye roll.
Sharing the coach opportunity. Okay. Consistency in what, Jenny? Be more specific. I think I know what you mean by that, Jenny, but I just want to be sure.
Hitting Success Club consistently.
Okay. Sharing the coach opportunity, not getting discouraged. That's a big one. Discouragement is huge because it can just like make you disconnect a little bit.
Can we clarify on getting discouraged, like with no's, objections, or just like not reaching goals as fast as you would like? I think there's a lot of ways you can feel discouraged.
Amanda, I saw that earlier. Less than 1% have been about recruiting. Trainings. Yes. Lately, the trainings have been really helpful. The one from Melanie and Brittany on Monday, if you didn't catch that one was huge for recruiting. And they call it like sponsoring. If you don't like the word recruiting, sponsoring, like building your team, tips on how to do that. I think it's really important what Amanda was saying. This was from the call on Monday if you didn't catch it, but they said to go back those 30 days and figure out the percentage of within those 30 days, how many of your posts were talking about the business opportunity or what coaching has done. And if that number is significantly low, well, there's a sign of why you're attracting challengers, because you're talking about fitness and nutrition and all that, and you're attracting people who want to do that, but you're not attracting the people who want to build a business. And there has to be a bit of a balance there. Even if they are challengers who turn to business builders, they have to see that. They have to learn about it somehow. So when they talk about that percentage in posts, it doesn't have to be like a salesy recruitment post. It's more so talking about the coaching side. Like, how are you as a full-time worker engaged in coaching behaviors? How are you making it work full-time? Why are you doing it? Why are you skipping the Bachelor on Monday night to get on a team call? That kind of thing.
Annalisa, can I say one thing quickly?
Of course.
I don't know if am I on? Yeah, my video's on. I think one of the big things, and obviously it's like the discouragement. I see like people getting, frustrated and looking at the what you're sharing. I kind of think that I have been, not to say I'm doing it wrong, but I've been in this for a while compared to maybe some newbies that are in here. And I just wanted to share that I've had so much discouragement in general. Like when it came to, I was going to hit Success Club All-Star, which is a Success Club for 12 months in a row. I missed it the final month I was going to hit it. I missed it the final month, guys. It was in October. It was brutal. And from that point on, it was really like the sucker punch that I could have easily just been like, blown and been like, I throw in the towel, I'm all done. And I didn't. And I took that and made it my fuel and just flew. And since then, I've never missed Success Club, and it's like 26 months straight. Like I would not cave into that. Then I got to 1 star because my big thing was to get to NLC last year, this month. I got to NLC. I lost my 1 star 1 week later, and I've never gained it back. So I think it's really important to see that there's some of us that you have, like, you might not have any idea and think, oh, we've been in this for a while. I always see them on leaderboards. Like, they're showing up like, oh, you know, they're getting coaches, but we struggle just as much as you guys in a lot of different areas. And the big thing that I noticed for myself is, yes, I have been hitting Success Club. I have, you know, some months I'm like, whoa, I don't know if I'm going to. But I noticed very much that I always shared about inviting to the challenge groups. And I did not until probably about like 6 months ago, more start sharing about coaching. And it is very different. Some of the people, not to say I have like a million coaches, but I have more active coaches now than I did. I'm still at Diamond, but I'm not going to be. I'm like, and I think it's just really important to see that we all struggle, but the only thing that you giving up is going to do is going to put you backwards, like throw yourself like 6 months in backwards. Like, you give up now and all the work that you're doing is going to bring you back further and further and further. And if you can just keep pushing forward, it will happen as long as you are showing up and doing the work you need to. And you know the work because it's shown a million times. You have to show up every day. And I've never not shown up. If I've had surgery, I've gone live in my damn team page, all hopped up on stuff. I've gone live on, I mean, I can't even believe I went live. It was obviously the drugs talking, but I went live on Instagram for me having surgery. And like, I will always show up. If I'm sick, if I've got anything, you have to show up. You have to be you guys. And the more you can voice message, stop always the text messaging, voice message, go live, show your personality, show your silly side, show your normal, not just like, I'm a coach, I'm a coach, I'm a coach. Show your life. People start to flock. And I'm now getting so many more conversations that I've ever had. And a lot of them are more talking about the coaching opportunity. So just don't give up. You want this, guys.
I love that. It's like that analogy when we think of, I wrote it and think pumping the well, but right, like we're just starting up something and you've got to pump and pump and pump that well, like really hard, really fast until you get like a little bit of trickle of water. And then what happens when you keep pumping and it's already flowing, it comes faster and more. But if you stop pumping, you've got to start up that momentum again. And it constantly feels like you're trying to just work your ass off for a little, like, droplets of something, right?
I'm going to just jump in on that just to kind of be the perfect example of that. But I was kind of there too. My first year, I was 11 months in Success Club, and the 12th month that I was supposed to hit All-Star in my first year, I ended up having my daughter and I missed Success Club and I lost All-Star, and it kind of all went down from there. For a while, I used the excuse, new mom, you know, I went through about a depression and everything, but I still showed up in posts, but I was not showing up doing the work. And I went from an anticipation of almost hitting 2-star my first year because I had 2 coaches that I thought were running with me, to back down to, I've been trying to regain my diamond for, God, Dana, how long now? But
Don't
I mean,
worry, I went from 7-star to 1-star, so it's all good.
But like, I am the perfect example that when you let yourself fall back down the hill, it is a fucking bitch and a half to bring yourself back up. I mean, it takes a while, guys. So, I mean, you're going to have to pump and go. And I mean, I struggle to hit Success Club now. And just when I thought I was on a smooth again, I missed 2 months by one person. And like, it's hard, you know, so you just got to, like everybody's saying, just show up, share a lot. And I mean, definitely, yes, Annalisa, consistency, 100%. And I think the calls this week definitely helped because I even actually did like an invite coach thing on Instagram.
I think you need some credit, Stephanie, for all of the work you've been putting in to get back into your consistent routine, because you still act like you're not what you are.
Thanks, babe. But just, I'm perfect example. Kelly's the good one on the other side. So
stop it.
Go the other way.
This call is not about creating shame or comparison.
Try and go towards Kelly, guys.
And just a side note, guys, like when you fail like, you have to remember that all these coaches that you see that have successful organizations and businesses, like, they have all failed 7,000 million times on the course of the way, but they're not sharing that shit. Like, nobody's going to come out on social media and say, like, hey, like me, we were an elite team for 2 years and then we've missed it the last 2 years. Like, doesn't matter if it's by an inch or a mile or whatever. Like, everybody has things that are going on behind the scenes that you don't see when you are just looking at the accolades and the successes and the highlight reels. So remember that, like, every single person is totally human. And just kind of like to bulletproof ourselves this year, how about we say, like, if you are struggling and you have missed a goal, or you are just like feeling like you're flailing or failing, reach out to somebody and have like a buddy system, your success partner, your upline, whoever, and just say, like, I'm really struggling to let this go. Or I had this huge expectation and it didn't pan out that way, or whatever it is, because the mental component of being able to bounce back when you've had a failure is like a huge, I guess, way of knowing, like, how quickly you're going to come back and get back in that action moving forward again. It's like, how quick can you bounce back after a failure, or after a shitty month, or after an objection or a no, or getting shot down, or somebody like being nasty, whatever it is. How quick can you bounce back from that, right? So you stay in that momentum and in that motion. Like, don't sit and stew on it for too long.
Just think, I have a couple tips, but just keep in mind, like, the big picture. We're talking about like the nitty gritty goals right now and achieving diamond and things, but that's because it's like progress towards the big thing, right? So we're not just like racing to diamond to be like, I'm a diamond coach, whoop, whoop, and then be out. Like, we're hitting diamond so that you can keep propelling your business forward, because the steps to get to diamond are the same exact steps to get to 1 star, 2 star. It's just consistency, sharing this opportunity with people, sharing these products, and making sure that you have some sort of onboarding training system. That is the big picture. If you want to advance in this business, you have to be prepared to teach people how to do that. One of the biggest things that I found as a game changer in my business this month, just mentally, is I'm setting weekly goals. You might have heard this on like one of the recent calls that we've one of the 13,000 calls that we had. They were talking about setting weekly Success Club goals. So I literally had when I started this last Saturday, I wanted to be at Success Club 2. Okay. I was a day late, but I got that. And this week I have a goal to be at Success Club 8 by Saturday. I'm still at 2, but you can bet your bottom I am working hard to hit 8, because I set that goal and I want to make it happen, instead of thinking, oh, I've got 30 days to help 3 people. Like, that is what held me back last year. 30 days to help 3 people. So by the 25th, I was like, oh shit, I'm at 0. Now I got to work hard. So for me, setting those goals is a personal standard in my business. It's going to depend on you and your standards and your business and whatever. But if that helps you, do that. Set a weekly Success Club goal. Or, like I was just saying to Steph in the chat, she's got a goal to be back to diamond in March, St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so on your diamond tracker, you're setting a date. This spot will be filled by this date. This spot will be filled by this date. And all the way down until your entire diamond tracker is full. And Jess Lanier's example was to put names in those spots. Like, if you want to really visualize that crap, put names on all those lines of your dream team and go out there and invite them, whether it's family members or whoever. Go out and invite them. And if they say no, cross it off and write a new name in there until you fill that diamond tracker. And you guys can do it. People will say yes to you. And then in the conversations, you're like, cool, I enroll all my friends and family as coaches. Like, I would love for you to work this business with me. But if that's not on your radar, at least you'll get a discount in the meantime, in the process. Yeah. Keep it really simple and just keep working and be confident in that they're getting discounts on their products, that you're helping support them. And for me, as crazy as this sounds, when they're in my online office as a coach, it's easier for me to follow up with them. Like, I can see that they're active in there instead of going to my customer list. I can just see their name every day and be following up with them. So it helps with retention for sure.
Can we also note before we quickly move on to 2-star, because we're talking about a lot of other important things, but energy, excitement, and personal development, right? Personal development is not just like bulletproofing you and your mindset, because that is like one of the biggest components to achieving any friggin' goal, right? Like if your mindset is shit, your business is going to be shit, your journey is going to be shit. It's just how it works. But the more like you are working on staying motivated and being in that place of passion and excitement and like vibrant energy that you're friggin' excited to share this and talk to people about it and invite them to join you, the more people feel that, the more responsive it gets, right? So if you're not consistent with personal development, if that becomes a daily practice, that alone will make huge drastic shifts in your business, because it is always my go-to when I'm feeling funky or stuck or procrastinating or just need like to get my mind right. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay, so can we quickly break down 2-star?
I don't think it's too much different than like the strategies you need to get to diamond are the strategies you need to get to 2-star. Consistency, onboarding, training, supporting, whatever that looks like. But there are more, and similarly, you need a diamond on each leg instead of an emerald on each leg. You need those people to grow their businesses to diamond. You're training them the same way that we're mentoring and training you guys. And you need 12 coaches, right? 6 on each leg, 1 diamond on each leg, or 12 total.
Yeah.
12 total with
12
1
total,
diamond.
including 1 diamond on your left and 1 diamond on your right. So, and you also have to note that for 2-star diamond, you need 200 PV. So you can't just have 100 PV and be an active 2-star. Now, also, like as another side note of when you get into star diamond ranks, it is not like when you hit emerald or you hit diamond and you automatically become that rank, right? This means you go into a qualification period where you have to hold that rank for it's a 6-week period. Technically it's 5 from the day that you qualify for that rank until you actually become that rank as a lifetime 1-star or 2-star or whatever. And that's dependent. Like you have to make sure that nobody is going inactive, that nobody is like canceling in the meantime to hold that for 5 weeks for it to become official. It will obviously show like your coach will go diamond and they're automatically a diamond, but for star diamond ranks, there is a qualification period. So just be aware of that.
The 200 is for 200 PV within 1 month period.
Yeah, it's within the like qualification bonus period is what it says. Okay.
So is that qualification bonus, is that 200 within the 6-week window or?
It's a 5-week payout. It's usually 5-week bonus period. So whatever the 5 weeks are, you have to, any 5 weeks really, you have to have the 200 PV? Yeah.
200.
That's usually, guys, that has never, I won't say never, once because of a return, I didn't have 200 PV and I lost rank. But it is not
like you get your monthly Shako because there's 90-90 right there, and then you get like your energized monthly.
Yeah, but usually when you're at 2-star level, you have retail customers buying things from you, and it's not usually an issue over the 5-week period.
Okay.
It's something to pay attention to, but it's not something you have to be like, oh, I have to order more stuff. It's not usually something I have to do.
I just wanted to throw it out there so that if anybody like goes into qualification, they're like, shit, why am I not a 2-star today? And it could be a volume thing. So just keep that noted. So in terms of like breaking down how to get to 2-star, now, since Kelly kind of brought up the fact of sharing failures, I'm just going to share that once I became a diamond coach, my first ever diamond coach came on, like work to diamond, right? Super exciting to have your first coach achieve diamond. Then I had a second coach achieve diamond, and it was like right before the new leadership conference, which you had to be a 2-star for at that time. The first diamond completely quit, never told me why, sent in her resignation form, completely terminated her account. And I dropped back down to diamond, and I didn't get to go to new leadership that year, which like crushed my spirit. But obviously like got back on the horse and started growing again. And then my third diamond, who came on and turned out to be an amazing coach, she also eventually just, it was not something for her. Her spouse wasn't supportive and she ended up canceling and quitting. So therefore, again, I had like another coach just completely quit, and that also crushed me. So I want to say as a side note, that if someone figures out that this business is not for them and you have mentored them, that this is not a reflection on you. It is not that you did a bad job of leadership. It is not that there is anything wrong with, you know, how you help them or the business or anything like that. Sometimes this is just not the greatest fit for people, or maybe they worked too hard and they burned out, or maybe their spouse wasn't supportive. Whatever it is, it can be a million reasons, right? But that was like a huge lesson for me at that point in time, to remember that, like, I'm here to help and serve and mentor the people that really want this and love it like I do, but like I cannot control the outcome of what happens in the long term. And that's a lesson that you will forever, forever need in this business, right? That it is not about you. So I just want to throw that out there. But in terms of building to 2-star, it's important, if that's a goal of yours, not to say like, oh, 2-star, I'll get there, like I'll start working towards after summit, but to really start thinking like, how many active coaches you want to be bringing on a month? Because remember, like we said, not every coach you bring on is going to be somebody that wants to run and like build a part-time or a full-time business, right? So, you know, it's like a very well-known kind of a quote in network marketing, is that 80% of your 20% of your organization is going to be 80% of your business, right? So a lot of your business is customers, discount coaches, hobby coaches, right? And then you're going to have the 20% that actually wants to build a business, whether it be a hobby coach, a part-time coach, a full-time coach, or aspiring to be full-time coach, right? So it's kind of sorting through the coaches that you're bringing on and seeing who actually has that aligned with their goals of, do they want to make a part-time income? Do they want to push to really build a business, right? With a sense of urgency to push alongside you towards that goal, and then allowing you to have the permission to mentor them towards that. So throwing that out there too, because I had this like rose-colored goggles on at the beginning that everybody was going to come into my team and want to build a full-time business like I did, and why wouldn't they want to quit their jobs? And that's just not the reality, right, Stephanie? Like when Stephanie told me she loves her job and never wants to quit, I was like, wait, what? Some people don't want to be like me. Like, so just kind of know that that's going to happen. You're going to have a lot of people that do it for different reasons, and that's awesome, but you need to make sure you know like what someone's goals are to mentor them towards that. So in terms of actually building to 2-star, you can do it a ton of different ways, right? If you are down for not only building your account to diamond, but then you want to like hit Success Club in your business and then start building your spouse account, you can build them as a diamond, or you can start reaching out to like your challengers that are having great results, sharing the coaching opportunities, seeing if any of them are interested, and kind of putting out the feelers of the people that you already have in your downline. And then also sharing the coaching opportunity, but making sure you're really inviting to our coach sneak peeks. Like we run them every 2 weeks now, every single month. But aside from adding people to sneak peeks, like we can be talking about this in our stories all the time, sharing your day-to-day life, what you're doing with coaching, posting that you're on calls, what you're learning. But like thinking about all the different aspects of the business and why you love the business, and sharing more of those things, because you never know what is going to resonate with someone. Someone might be interested in income. Someone might want community. Somebody might be a stay-at-home mom that feels super isolated in their life and wants something that is their own. Like everybody is going to want the opportunity for a different reason. So it's kind of important to like touch on all of the bases that may connect with someone that would want to join your team. Annalisa, do you want to kind of share like for you specifically what you would say in terms of 2-star? Because like I said, there's a ton of different ways that you can do this, but it's really going to come down to you having a plan, whether that's like, okay, I'm going to eventually build my spouse on one leg, and you know what leg they're on, and I'm going to work to find an active coach on this leg that wants it. And or maybe you already have active coaches that you've been talking to about it and like really locking in and saying like, are you ready to do this? Let's set a diamond date. I'm going to help you, mentor you to get there.
Yeah, let me preface that.
Kelly, we'll share that after.
Yes. If I will preface that with, when you sign people up and you think you know what they're going to do with the business, they will do the complete opposite.
Not always.
Nope. Or
Well,
you
I was the
sign
case
up
of that, right?
Dana before you know anything about weak leg, strong leg, and you put someone like Dana on your strong leg. And then your volume just never balances out. There's just no coming back from something like that. So point being, like, when you sign people up, guys, you can have the best intentions. They can tell you, yes, I want to run. You put them on whatever placement you want to grow on, and then a week later they're like crickets, right? They don't show up. It happens all the time. Don't take it personal. It's just whatever. So first of all, setting expectations with these people, try your best to figure out where they're at, why they're doing this, and what it means for them in their business. And it does get a little complicated, but figuring out basically, how do I keep this simple? Your weak and your strong leg. The nice thing about 2-star is that you need a diamond on both legs to do this. You need a diamond on your left and a diamond on your right. So you can still keep this balanced when you're like, okay, she says she's active, left leg. She says she's active, right leg. If you've got someone who comes to you and they're like, I don't know, someone who's already done network marketing, knows all about it, you feel like really good that they're going to take off running and they know what to do, you might want to put that active person on your weak leg because they're going to grow maybe a little bit faster. But like I said, there's really no telling, there's no like predicting the future. You can do your best to figure out what leg you want to put them on. But in a nutshell, you want to have a diamond on each leg. So if you want to build your spouse account to diamond, you're going to put your next active coach on your opposite leg, even if they're unbalanced or whatever. You're not going for balance anymore at this point. You're going for, where can I put this person to achieve 2-star diamond? And I think they're going to run with it. What did I want to say about, I want to say expectations. What was your question, Dana? You said something and I was like, yes, I'll get to that.
I was just saying different ways to break down, but like the placement basically is what it is. It's just depending who you're putting in those placement spots. Is it a spouse? Is it to customers? You know, how are you doing that? Because if you have one person on this leg, you need them on the other, vice versa. You have to know that when you're signing people up. But a lot of times, like we said, customers become coaches, and after the fact, you can't change placements. Like, just be aware of that too. You might have nobody on one leg and all of a sudden you have a customer that wants to coach and now you have a coach on that leg, right? So like
I will say also, I know I wanted to just say, like, let me just set the stage for you guys a little bit. So you're inviting like mad and you are diamond coach and you are working a 2-star and you get 2 people. You're like, these guys are runners. I know it. And so it's like February and you've got 2 runners and they're working the business and March comes and you're like, I got my 2 runners. This is good. And you're not recruiting more coaches because you feel like you got a strong push to 2-star. And then they hit and you get 2-star and then one decides they don't want to be a coach anymore. And now you're back to 1-star with no one in your pipeline. Like, you've got to keep recruiting, no matter how successful your team feel. Like, you're feeling like you got the energy, you got 2 people who want to run with you. This is great. This is the best news you've had like your entire coaching business. And then something happens and they don't want to coach anymore. And that, like I said, like, pipeline is empty. So consistency here is huge. And I speak to this because this was my downfall. I, for so long, listed out the coaches on the team and I was like, this is our 5-star team. This is our 10-star team. And I waited for these people to do that and it hasn't quite happened. And that's my own fault for not for loads of reasons. But my point is, keep inviting and keep finding those people who will run, because some of the people who I thought were going to be diamond don't even work the business anymore. So, you know, that's the hard lesson learned that I can share, is that no matter what happens, no matter how much energy you feel is on your team, never stop being in phase 1 of inviting, recruiting, onboarding, and just consistency.
Yeah.
Keyword again for the night.
I just wanted to add quick, because it's starting to get late. Kelly asked if we would share the benefits, which was the next thing I had on the list. So if you don't understand the benefits of two-star diamond, the first benefit is that as a two-star diamond coach, and this has to be active for at least 6 weeks within a quarter for you to earn the bonus, right? It means you get to start qualifying for quarterly bonus pools, which is just an extra bonus that Beachbody gives you on top of all of your normal income. But from all of the times that I've gotten it, I can tell you, like, it's broken down as a percentage of like how many 2-stars are in the company and then divided out that way. But it's always been typically around $800 to $900 a quarter, like a bonus on top of your income, which is an awesome bonus, obviously, to 2-star. The second huge benefit of 2-star is that you get to open a second business center, like a totally separate organization that you can sign up. You're basically signing yourself up anywhere in your downline, which the number one component of that is you can put your second business center on your weak leg. And if you don't really understand volume, that's okay. We're going to talk more about it this year. But for example, when I opened my second business center, I signed it up on my weak leg because my legs were drastically out of balance. My right leg was super strong. My left leg was super weak. So I put my second business center on that left leg, which gives you control, way more control over your income growth, right? Because then you can start to basically build a second, it's like franchising your business, basically, if you think about it like that. You can start building another business under your business. So it's basically like you're signing up a rock star coach, but it's actually you. So even now to this day, the majority of customers that I sign up go under my second business center, because you're not only earning income and building that downline organization, but all of that volume is rolling up to your first business center, which is basically like the term we say double dipping, because you're making income there and you're making more income on your first business center because of that. So overall, getting to 2-star and opening that second business center is where you really, really will start to see income growth if you start to build that by having that, open door in your organization. So huge bonus. It's really kind of like stepping into the big levels of income growth opportunities. So it's just huge. Good night. I just want to say now, this long into, I don't even know, it's maybe been 2.5 years since I've had my second business center open, but my second business center earns almost, it earns about a quarter, like 25 to 30% of the income that I'm making on my first business center, which if you're, if you're income motivated in the long term and you really want to grow something successful and stable with this business, that 2-star is really where the magic starts to happen. So
yeah, that second business center is similar to the spouse account, guys. Like it's adding another bucket, and it's basically Beachbody's way of letting us double dip essentially in the volume we're growing down one leg. Like we grow that volume, but we've also popped another business center in there to capture all that volume and get Team Cycle bonus on. So yes, you need to be consistent at this point, because if you're keeping that one alive at a diamond or whatever, you are in charge of keeping 2 business centers growing at emerald, diamond, whatever you want it to grow to. So
I want to add this, Annalisa, because I've had this question a few times, is some people have asked, if you get to 2-star, you open a second business center. If you drop 2-star rank, do you lose your second business center? And the answer is no. You forever have that second business center open. The other thing is, if you like long-term have a goal of building to 5-star or elite or something like that, right? You can build your second business center to be one of the diamonds in your organization. So you can be a 1-star in your second, a diamond in your second business center, which will bump you up a diamond in your first business center. So the 2 years that we hit elite, my second business center was one of the diamonds for that 5-star, and it will be again this year. Just throwing it out there. Does anybody have questions? Because I know this stuff is not exactly the most thrilling topic.
yeah. I just want you guys to reflect on like what you believe right now, right? Like say you've been a coach for 3 years and you haven't hit diamond. Who cares? Like someone can start their business today and hit diamond like this month if they really wanted to. So I want you guys to really focus of like, all right, tomorrow is day 1 of this goal, right? Like you're starting fresh. You're not letting any of the bullcrap beliefs that are holding you back from that interfere with your goal. Tomorrow, you set a goal for Diamond Coach. You set a goal date and you work backwards and you put those names down and you put those numbers down and you don't just let it happen when it happens. If you want to build a business, you can't just let things happen when they happen. You have to set some intention behind it. And then from setting that goal, now you've got to do the behaviors, right? And we know these behaviors, but we've got to do them. So tracking. Like Brendan Burchard in this book basically says like a goal is nothing without being able to track the behaviors you're doing to get there, right? You've got to be able to look back and say, am I doing the things that are going to get me to this goal? Because we've got that big picture. We've got that big dream, that why. Why are you working to diamond? Okay. We've got a diamond goal. Okay. How are you going to get there? And you've got to break it down to the nitty gritty of what am I doing today to get there? And setting that behavior every single day. And you get in the habit of it, no matter what it is. You're inviting, you're overcoming the fears you have of inviting. You're going out there and saying like, F this. I can't say I tried. F this. Like,
I'll say it for you.
yeah. Like, I don't care what people think about me because I know what I'm sharing is valuable. And I know that my goals are bigger than the opinions of those people. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to invite them. And I'm going to go out there and say, hey, I don't know why it's taken me 3 years to invite you to this, but you are one of the people I consider to be like a dream coach on my team. Have you ever considered doing what I do? Go out there with confidence. Shout it from the freaking rooftop that you are a coach and you're proud to be a coach and people would be crazy not to be on your team. And just change your mindset around that and your invites are going to come more naturally.
Rachel, can you do that again one more time?
Yeah. Yeah. We've just got to be able to go out there and say, this is what we're doing because we love it and we're passionate about it. And if you want to come, great. And if you don't, no skin off my back, right? Some will, some won't. Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? Is that the thing, right? Like, just keep going. It's not like you're breaking your friendship because someone said no to you. They just don't want to be a coach. Okay, no problem. They don't want the coffee that day. Maybe they want coffee next month.
Just a tag team on that is like the belief component is so key. Like number 1, belief in yourself, right? Which is something we always have to be working on. But number 2, like the belief in the opportunity, like in what we do as coaches with challengers and with the coaching opportunity. Because if you don't wholeheartedly believe in the opportunity, it's really hard to wholeheartedly share the opportunity with excitement, with passion, with persistence, because I think the component of being persistent with your invites, with following up with people, with never giving up on people, with like some people you follow up with for 6 months to a year before they ever say yes to you or even will entertain a conversation with you, right? Some people need to watch you to build that trust first. But like, if you really believe in yourself, like in the long term and where you're taking your life in this business, and you believe in the business opportunity and not just what it's going to do for your life, but what it's doing with all of the lives that you're impacting on the way to those bigger goals, and what it can do for somebody else's life and how it can bless somebody else's family and like just bless every aspect of their life, right? You're a hell of a lot more persistent. You're like a lot more bulletproof to getting no's and objections because you know that you're going to find people out there that want this just like you do, that fall in love with it just like you do. So that unwavering belief is such a huge, huge component of it, and being able to have confidence in pushing towards bigger things.
Fake it like you make it too. Just like Melanie said, I loved how she like asked her own damn questions and answered them. Like People
I love that
don't
too.
know. Like, she was a top coach, guys, forever. Like, she's
Done that.
doing. Do whatever you need. People don't know when you put in whatever stuff in your Insta story. They don't know when you have only one spot left. You know, they don't know when you have like, you know, show, you know, rank increases, you know, rank advancements from your people. Show that you're going
And
on.
from the team, like I've been taking, like anytime someone introduces someone to the team, you better believe I'm introducing them on my Instagram feed. Like, this is our tribe. Everyone is on this team. So take that image, pop it on your IG and say, welcome. Not only that, but how does the new coach feel? Like, all these people just shouted me out. Like, this is my community that I just got into. So be energized. Like, bring the energy in your Instagram. I mean, there's so many freaking things we can say about this, but bring the energy and go out there confidently like you're the top coach and you're inviting them to join you on this journey.
They don't know if you're making $5 or $1 million. Just flaunt that shit and just like have fun with it. Make them want this as much as we do, and just have fun. Just have fun. You know, just, I don't know.
Yes, you got to keep the joy and the fun in it.
Yep. And believe me, it's fun when you start hitting those goals. And this year is the year that I start again hitting bigger goals and advancements on this team and leading the way and just showing you guys I'm doing it too. I'm working for it too. So every single day the behaviors are the same, right? Whether we're going 5-star, 1-star, 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, same shit. Invite consistently.
I just want to throw this out there because it's something I've had to tell myself a lot, is like, give yourself permission. You don't need permission from anybody else in your life to go for the things you really want. The only person you need permission from is yourself. And that's a lot of the times of why we talk ourselves out of things we're capable of, right? So work on giving yourself that permission to do epic shit and achieve awesome goals because you're totally capable.
Word. I hope that was helpful. I hope we left you with something good. Just tips to just go for it. Go out there tomorrow and rock the socks off this business. Like, go do it with heart and hustle and get your last minute people in Transform 20, and that'll be a good start. And Dana and I will help you with what we're inviting to next. All right.
All right, guys, vagina to the walls, remember?
That's right. Right. Where is that girl? All right. Good night, guys. Thanks for
Love you,
hopping in
ladies.
tonight.
Bye.